Punaka, Namaste and good evening. You're watching Fiji Village Straight Talk. I'm Vijay Narayan, and this week we are looking at an issue. A lot of things have been said about what is going on in the country, national security issues, our crime rate, how are police posturing to look at their operations and reacting to situations, the proactive measures that have been taken and will be taken. And to talk all about that, we have the Police Chief of Operations, ACP Livai Driu, with us this evening. Welcome on Fiji Village Straight Talk, ACP Livai.
Vijay. Good evening.
Now, ACP Livai, we've got a lot to discuss, and just for the people, thank you very much for sending through your questions and calling in with your questions for the show tonight. And I'll try my very best to ask all your questions. As you know, we may get into time constraints, but we will try our very best to do that. Straight Talk is about accountability, about transparency, about people who hold positions of power to come into this studio and to talk about what they will do, what are they doing, and how they can make a difference in your lives and a difference in our country. Now, ACP Livai, crime rate last year compared to this year. A lot is being said about the crime rate. Can you tell us what is the situation based on the statistics you have?
Okay, looking at the crime rate that we have recorded in the past months and in the last 5 months, I can say that we have achieved all our KPIs. That means in all crimes that we have decreased in all the crimes that we have been receiving, all the reports that have been received in terms of our the KPIs that has been given to us. And that is where our main target for the Fiji Police Force is to try and ensure that the members of the public, as I've said, to be secure, and also for us in enabling, looking at the current situation at the moment, Vijay, our security situation, we are stable, I can assure the members of the public. And look at the rate that we have recorded, the decrease by the 13% drop in all the overall crime decrease. And that is looking at the criminal front. There was, we are also managing well throughout the country, and we have conducted a consolidated effort in pouring out all our manpower and resources to maintain the decrease of all the KPIs that we've been given to the Fiji Police Force.
Now, some people are saying that your services are ineffective. Crime is increasing, but police are not on top of things. What is your message to the people?
They have every right to say that. We welcome those comments, but we work on registered reports that are reported to all police stations in the 5 divisions that we work on. But if they have those perceptions from that we are ineffective, they have every right to come, and they can call us or call the management of the Fiji Police Force, and so that we can get the fact of where they are coming from and why they are saying that. Because looking from our the way we are conducting our business, I think we are doing our part well. But we have we have system processes that are not followed. Maybe they can come up and share that with us.
You mean some officers are not following?
If some officers, because we have a team too are also conducting audit and following up with those kind of officers.
And if these officers are not being effective
they
and
will
efficient,
we'll also take them to task.
what type of action is taken?
We have a procedure in place that within the organization that always deal with those officers in regards to non-performance if the complaints are coming from the members of the public.
Do you have issues with manpower?
We have issues with manpower, Vijay. Looking at the current policing Fiji police force, at the moment we have not reached 5,000. And look at the ratio of one police officer is looking after 194 members of the public, the general public. That's excluding the visitors who are arriving from our source. So I can say tonight maybe one police officer will be looking, try to ratio of 1:250 population in this country.
You've been making requests to the government in the past years to have more police officers on the ground?
We would like to thank the government of the day. We've seen that in every year we have been conducting new recruitment of, and we have our system in place that they have also our planning team, our strategic planning, also planning up on our manning level for the Fiji Police Force for the next 5 years.
Do you have issues with vehicles?
Of course, we have, that is one of the major areas that the Fiji Police Force will need more vehicles in order to, the enforcement of our law in this country is very important, and our service delivery in attendance to reports, conducting investigation. Transportation is a very vital tool in our operations.
So how many more vehicles would you need?
Looking at the current, at the moment we only have a ceiling from that been given to us from government, and that the current position that we are still in, and we are now only relying on government but we have submitted our budget, and that will be provided by the government of the day.
You hope for the best, that you get as much as possible so that you can increase. Yeah. Is there been an assurance made that it's expected to be incremental and progressive?
We have been assured by our ministry that will be provided with more vehicles, not only from government, and we have other key stakeholders that are also willing to come up and donate vehicles to specialized units within this organization.
You're watching Fiji Village Street Talk. I'm Vijay Narayan. Our guest tonight is the Chief of Operations of the Police, Assistant Commissioner of Police, Livai Driu. ACP Livai, just what are some of the strategies that you are using to ensure that you focus on the reduction of the overall crime rate? You've said that you've seen a reduction. What are some of the strategies you are implementing?
Okay, looking at talking about the operations as a whole, for the Fiji Police Force operations, on any operation approach that we, before we conduct, our main focus is to get data first, intelligence, and also the stats. Our operation will be intel-led. So that is where we map up, and we measure the crime patterns and the criminal environment, and where the prevalent offences are committed. And this is where we sort of conduct our smart deployment, and to target the deployment to target those areas that are red zone in all the 5 divisions that are in. So and also the main intent there is to reduce crime in those areas, or turn those red zones to white. So those are some of the the approach or the operation focus on special ops that we undertake in all the 5 divisions.
What are the strategies you are looking at addressing concerns of aggravated robberies and burglaries?
Okay, we have map out like in the areas that we've been receiving increase in number of burglaries and robberies. We've also formed up a team, task force team, and conducted surge coverage, mobile patrols, and more visibility on those areas to deter those would-be offenders that would like to plan to conduct or carry out all those illegal activities or those hard criminals. We also focus on those areas that we also identify people that have been moving around who are linked in planning and to try as plan things for group or groupings to conduct or carry out those. But if you see for the last 6 months, we have not had planned robberies. The robberies that are coming or recorded or reported into police stations now, these are opportunists. They're just bystanders and they snatch bags. When police cannot be, we are not angels, we cannot be posted in all those roadside and other areas, settlements. Vijay.
ACP Livai, questions have come through and some questions have come through from yesterday to today, this afternoon. This question is from Satish Kumar. He's saying that can there be more police patrols done in areas like squatter settlements, or can there be cameras installed in these areas, as there's been a lot of thefts done in these areas like Vatuanga, the squatter settlements there?
Okay, we've been, can you just assure that the gentleman that the coverage, Nambua police station is covering that area. And there will be more. We have sent out a 10-man team to cover in all the settlements that will be covering informal and formal settlements. Just assure the members of the public in that area that they will be covered by our special operation team from the area.
He also raised the issue about when robberies do occur, and then if they do get to the police ask the complainant to explain about the thief's identity, but in this case an elderly woman who was robbed had no idea of the identity because it happened so quickly. She was told by the police they cannot do anything about it if the identity is not known. How do you deal with those kind of issues?
In the past, that is how the police work. We have to gather evidence to get more information on the reported cases. From then on, the investigation will commence. We cannot just go and just assume that bystanders that they just point to a person that is standing there and arrest. We can't do that. We have to gather more information so that and gather evidence before we make an arrest. Just to make clear to the members of the public, police cannot just come and arrest anyone without. We must do our inquiry, investigation, and we effect arrest.
There's a question from Ronald in Suva. He's calling for action to be taken against the youths who are hassling people along Mark Street and surrounding areas and forcefully asking them for money on a daily basis in broad daylight. What can be done about this, or which number can they call?
Okay, if the members of the public who are concerned on those illegal activities that are happening at Mark Street, you have the number to the National Command Center. They can call direct. That is the 9905 296. If you have concerns, you call this number 9905-296 or 919 or 917. And the team from Totongo can respond to your reports.
You're watching Fiji Village Street Talk. I'm Vijay Narayan. We'll be back after this break.
Why are we playing outside?
Because my dad is thinking my home is going to be super cool.
No way!
Yeah, he makes me a new desk.
Whoa, then we can stay together.
He's also going to paint my walls.
Where did he get this tooth from?
Kasabia's there for everything you need.
I wish my dad could do that.
Because your dad is not Kasabia's dad.
Dad, go to Kasabi's!
Welcome back. You're watching Fiji Village Street Talk. I'm Vijay Narayan. Our guest tonight, the Fiji Police Force Chief of Operations, ACP Livai Driu. ACP Livai, just following up from our last question before the break, can you please explain the strategies taken due to increase in attacks and robberies in the Suva City area over the past few years? There was a progressive increase in crime on the streets in the city over the years, and you have now changed your posturing and what you're doing in Suva City. If you can explain what you're doing.
Okay, Vijay, we have reposed our operations, not only here in Suva, we have done that too in the west, in Lautoka and in Nosori. Members of the public, you can see the change that we have dispositioned our police officers in certain locations, key locations within the cities and towns, and building up tents. I would like to assure the public that these are the officers that they are going to be based there, and they have registered. And if they want to lodge reports, rather than walking down to Totongo police post or police station, they can just report to those tents, and they will refer the reports to the police station to make it easier for them, for their life. Just like in Mark Street, we are also having a guard post. We have had a meeting with Suva City Council, and they are willing. We'd like to thank them for giving us that space at Teruok, the corner of Cumming Street, and that will, add our visibility in terms of our presence on those busy streets. And also we have it in Nosori town, and also in Lautoka. There are 3 tents that they are also they have disposition their officers to be static and allowing other beachmen and the mobile patrols to cover the area. And we've also seen the decrease in number of reports while we have set up those tents, and that confidence brings back that confidence to the members of the public. Even some of members of the public, they've been calling me, and they really, thanks for. They would like to thank the Fiji Police Force for the new concept that we are currently on at the moment.
There were reports when the minister went around on the police tour, and during the briefing, it was stated, I think at the Totongo police station, where it was stated that some of even the opportunistic crimes and the items that are taken, they're then being sold from some of the food stalls, including hard drugs like methamphetamine. How are you dealing with that?
That is the main reason why we have re-strategized our our operations. And we have placed those tents in those areas that, the gadgets that were stolen from the nightclubs and were just sold out to the people who have been, selling food and other, so to get quick cash and go back to the nightclubs. We have seen the big decrease in that, while we have repositioned or dispositioned our manpower within the city.
We know there's travel alerts being issued, and for example, by the U.S. Embassy, and it's been confirmed that the travel alerts were issued around May, June, and you have started off this new operation around the same time. You are confident that you've managed to arrest the situation in the city?
I'm confident, Vijay. Looking at the last 2 weeks, while we have reposed our operation, we've seen that because of the deterrence, when they see people, our uniform officers on the streets, and to be static on those certain areas, looking at the report books at Totongo police station, it has decreased by this concept. Not only that, and only the men on our beat covering the beat area on foot patrol and also on mobile patrols. We've seen that during the hours of darkness, the night that all our vehicles will be out with silver lights, so that members of the public, they will feel and see the police visibility on the ground.
Do you feel that at one stage the police had sort of stepped back on these kind of operations, which resulted in these opportunistic crimes starting?
It was due to the, we would like to once again thank the government of the day for the last recruits, the additional manpower that have been pumping into, especially these bigger stations. They have less manpower. And those additional manpower have added, that visibility manpower to the bigger stations. I'm talking about Totongo and Lautoka police station, and also Nosori police station.
What is being done to ensure that people file reports, as some do not bother to file reports, and even when they say things have happened, they say it's a mammoth task to go to the police to file a police report. How can you deal with that, knowing that you require the report to do your investigation, but then when somebody gets robbed at night and they think, okay, that I don't think I'll get much out of this if I go to the police. What's your message to the people watching if they are not filing reports?
Yeah, Vijay, I think that is one of the things that while we've been analyzing all these, the reports and the perspective of the members of the public, that they are saying that they are still increase in number of reports. And they've been raising their issues or the concerns through social media. This is the Fiji Police Force. We won't react. We do not react on social media unless a person come and lodge an official report. So I urge members of the public, if you have any concern or if you want to, if you have a complaint, please come down to the community post or police station or report. Lodge your complaint to a police officer on beat or covering the in uniform, covering the cities or any town within the country.
Messages and questions coming through, and as I had said earlier in the show, that we'll try to get some of those questions answered tonight from you, because people have the opportunity to ask directly. These are questions regarding Nambua. Illegal activities in Luke Street, Nambua area, where several youths hang around the Bible Society building and sniff glue, smoke marijuana, drink and create nuisance. This has been an ongoing problem for years now and happening every day, mainly throughout the weekends, which has gone out of control. Over the years, residents have been harassed to give money, sworn at. Prostitution is also rife in the area, rising in the same area where people also get hassled. There have also been many occurrences of attempted robberies, and there is also suspicion that illegal drugs have been sold in these areas. Complaints have been sent to Nambua police station, but all they do is chase these people away. Most of the time they do not show up. What is your message to the residents who have brought this issue up?
Okay, the report from Luke Street that you have received this afternoon, we've been arresting in the past months, arresting youths from those areas, living in Muslim League and mostly living in that same area, that circle. You know, Vijay, those children, they come from a family. The question now is, you know, the supervisory, the family's roles and responsibilities in looking after those. They should know where their children are during the hours of darkness and where they are. We've been receiving the complaint is true. That is one of the areas like that they are grouping in that area. That is the main reason why we just conduct patrols, and we also have re-strategized our operation on a 10-man team to cover areas within the Southern Division. I'm talking about the Southern Division from Nabua to Nasinu. So all the districts have been reposted their operation to cover all those areas within not only in Nambua but other areas under their districts.
What would it take to clean up this area? Because people are saying it's happening almost every weekend.
We are going to conduct just a follow-up and keep on covering the area, conduct visibility, and also to through community policing to the settlements, informal settlements. We have informal settlements and settlements in that area to cover that.
And to arrest these people concerned?
Yes, if they are found in possession. If they are found without anything, then we can just that is the reason why we are just advising them to go to their residence.
Crimes in residential areas, we have had cases of concern, and you are aware of that, where earlier this week police said they have looked into the case regarding Cunningham Old Road, where groups of boys are smoking marijuana, and when the residents asking them not to do that, then they stoning vehicles, stoning houses. There's a case in Lautoka which is under investigation, Wunda Beck Road. How are these cases being handled? What do you have to say to the people about these cases?
Okay, just would like to assure the members of the public, all those cases that are coming up, the complaints that are coming up, they are also raising the complaints through my office and also the office of the Commissioner of Police. And these complaints are, we send it back to the divisional police commanders. They will conduct investigation and send feedback to us and also to the complainant in regards to those cases that have been raised in the past few days from the Western Division and here in the Southern Division.
We'll get to drugs, because it seems like public places, people are smoking drugs and doing drugs, and police are trying to catch up on that. But just going back to community policing, since you brought that up, how much work is going into that? What type of work are you doing? And what type of steps are being taken to sort of establish things like the neighborhood watch zones?
The community policing, our concept of operations, when we talk about the whole concept of operation for the Fiji Police Force now, Vijay, we have only two fronts. One is proactive. So when I'm talking about proactive, I'm talking about community policing, about white gloves, about information sharing, and also like media awareness, what are we doing now, and also the visibility that has been laid out to us. We would like to thank the government for providing that extra in our budget in terms of our visibility. That is about proactive. And on a reactive is only 20% of the work that will be done by the Fiji Police Force that is on investigation. When you talk about the concept or the concept of operation of the Fiji Police Force. And on when I'm talking about these white gloves, proactive measure, the way forward, one of the way forward for the Fiji Police Force now is on community policing. That is where chunk of our budget we are going to pour it into this pool of community policing to try and strengthen community policing. Talking about this Duavata concept. When I'm talking about Duavata concept, it's about also drawing unity amongst various agencies through acceptance. This is not only on a grassroots level, it will be on a national level too. So the Fiji Police Force is working tirelessly, and we've even created the Directorate of Community Policing to spearhead this drive within this organization. It's not only, as we talk about community policing, as I've said earlier, we are only 1 ratio of against 194 or 200, I can say. And we have only 4,000 plus of police officers in this country to look after 900,000 population of Fiji. So we have that 900,000 people. They have their part to play in the detection of crime or in this country. So it's very important that that we need to community policy. It's about working together with the members of the public and sharing information, and also we have other NGOs who are here in the country. They have established, and we have the Vanua, the church service, and the religious groups, and all the sectors that here in Fiji that can come forward to assist us, because the Fiji Police Force, this fight against these crimes that are happening in this country, the Fiji Police Force cannot fight it alone. We need to work together with the members of the community.
A reduction of nightclub hours. Police was one of the agencies that talked to the government about this during the minister's visit. How bad was the situation that police requested for the hours to be reduced? If you can talk about the tax robberies and other things that were happening, and where you, or I think comments were made, even things were out of control late at night, early hours of the morning.
Yeah, that was one. It was not. In fact, the police was not the one that convinced government. It went through a consultation, but we had a recommended to government that we recorded 2 murders this year, if I'm correct, out of the nightclub, and also the illegal activities that were attached with that long hours that when we had that especially on the special zones in Suva and in Nandi. We have seen that the increase in number of reports also, and there were so many things that were happening, illegal activities surrounding the nightclubs, especially here in the city. People have been theft cases that were happening within the nightclubs, theft of gadgets and other things that are missing from the nightclubs, and they were sold out on the streets. So those are some of the transactions that have been going, and they were attached with drug-related cases and liquor-related cases, and also that had even the impact of that was the increase in number of assault that happened within the settlements and informal settlements when they close at 5 and they're drinking spots within the informal settlements and other areas within the Suva Nosuri corridor that our team had to attend morning fire call to go and clear those areas. So those are some of the impact of the long hours that was in the past few months.
You're watching Fiji Village Straight Talk. I'm Vijay Narayan. We'll be back after this break.
Why are we playing outside?
Because my dad is thinking my home is going to be super cool.
No way!
Yeah, he makes me a new desk.
Whoa, then we can stay together.
He's also going to paint my walls.
Where did he get this tooth from?
Kasabian, they have everything you need.
I wish my dad could do that.
Because your dad is not Kasabian's dad.
Dad, go to Kasabian!
Watching Fiji Village Straight Talk. I'm Vijay Narayan. Our guest tonight, the Fiji Police Force Chief of Operations, ACP Livai Driu. And ACP Livai, a lot of questions have come through. We've addressed many so far on the show. And thank you for availing yourself again this evening. What is the update on the crackdown on the drug trade? Methamphetamine and other hard drugs and marijuana. People are saying they are readily available, and that even some police officers are allegedly involved. How are you dealing with this, and what number can people call even if they know that there's drug trade going on or things are going on that they can assist you?
Okay, thank you, Vijay. First of all, I would like to thank the members of the public for the information that you've been sharing to the Fiji Police Force that has affected into some of the major arrests that we have carried out earlier in the week and in the past few months. I would like to thank the members of the public for giving us that information, tips in regards to some of the information in regards to the drugs that we have effected raid and also arrest, as you've seen in the past of our police reports that we've sent out to the media. But if you have any, if you have information, or if you're reluctant, or if you feel unsafe to give your information to us, we have other avenues here you can say it through your people who are in the village. I'm talking to the information that they are in the villages. You can send it across through your tala or whoever you trust, so that can, because some of members of the public, they can come and give the information to us. If they can give those information or pass those information to anyone they trust to come in, so that they can have the confidence in giving those information to the Fiji police. But for the drug operation as a whole, we won't stop, Vijay. We won't stop the fight or the war against drugs. We are going to continue. We have, I won't dwell more on that. We have a team that are conducting our own operation, surveillance, and also getting information from other key agencies in regards to the hard drugs and the green drugs in Fiji. So we are going to continue on that because of we know the repercussion of this these drugs that are in the country at the moment. It has even filtered through right to the primary schools, and young students are used to as carriers of these drugs. So that is the area that we are also mindful of, and we are also looking at those areas. That is the reason why we have set up these scholastic programs in secondary schools and also in some primary schools to ensure that our awareness and our eyes and our ears are there to assist us in regards to this illegal drug trade within the country.
About 20 years ago, we had a major drug bust, and you would remember, you would have been part of the operations at Laudala Beach, one of the biggest $1 billion meth lab that was located at Laudala Beach Estate. And following that, at that time, a lot of people in Fiji did not know what was methamphetamine. But now, almost everybody knows, and what we are picking up on, people are saying it's readily available. Even there have been labs that police have found in the Suvarnasuri corridor over the past few years. How rife is it, and how much action is required to ensure we try our best to eradicate this growing problem?
Yes, we are the Fiji Police Force. We are not only working alone. We are working with other schools and other key stakeholders, even the Ministry of Education, Ministry of Health, in trying to to eradicate the thrive in this the drug trade that is happening around the country at the moment. And not only that, we are also urging the members of the community because, as I said, that police cannot fight it alone. We also urge the members of the community if they can pass on information or share those information to us, so that we'll try and eradicate it. And we know that we are in the hub of this, the Pacific, and and Fiji is very vulnerable. People can come and just dump these drugs across our shores, and we don't have eyes and ears on those areas, and we really need the assistance from even the Tokyo Affairs, if then that can also be part of their program to link us towards the Vanua in terms of the fight against drugs.
How are you dealing with those police officers who may be allegedly involved in this?
Vijay, no one is above the law. We have taken them to task, and they have appeared in court.
There's a real concern. You just talked about drug dealing in schools. This is really affecting the students, and it's entered into the school system. Students being used as peddlers, some connected to drug dealers. How much work needs to be done, and how can we act on it quickly to ensure that our innocent students do not get affected badly by this?
Vijay, I'm just going back to the values. These children, they come from a born out of families. They come from their homes, and the fatherly advice and the motherly advice should come first from home. Looking at, we have presented our Duavata concept to the Commissioner of Police and also to the past commissioners. You talk about the Duavata concept, you talk about a family. So a child is going to born out from a family. So that child is going to go and attend school. And from that, the same child will go through a religious denomination. he attend church, and he will go to a tertiary education. And the dream for the family is for the child to attain a good job. But what we've seen now, looking at that process, the police is totally out from that process. The police will only come in when that child breaks the law. The person who breaks the law, he wants that need. He's looking for, the hierarchy of need, food, water, and shelter and other things that they need. So the big question now is back to basics, to the families. What are they doing? These are the big questions that we are asking ourselves. And the police will only appear from there. But the current situation that we are in at the moment, the police are intervening in schools, in primary schools, in regards to the misbehavior of the children. And they are lured and they are involved in being used as carriers, peddlers for these drugs. The big question now is back to basics, the best to the foundation, to the family. From the
Are you worried about
I'm
the
worried. I'm really worried.
erosion of values here?
I'm really worried. The current trend that is going now. And we've been getting this primary school to our custodies. And, need to get parents. I won't mention the name, but this is a worrying trend for the Fiji Police Force now, Vijay.
We have a question from Minesh Bhagwan. He's asking about how can police tackle what's happening on the streets of Nandi town. He said during the day people are targeted when they're seen withdrawing cash from ATMs or banks. They also notice cars going at high speed without regards to crossing public or traffic lights. This happens around 5 to 5:45 a.m. Now, issue regarding Nandi town. How are you posturing the operations there?
Okay, we have also reviewed the operation in the Western Division. I just want to assure that member of the public from Nandi, be assured that we also, Nandi will also have that same concept that is currently now in the city, in Suva and Lotok. And we are going to have our disposition of manpower and condense our visibility in the Nandi town area.
He's also asking for police patrol on the streets of Nandi town. That will be part of the operation?
That will be part of the operations. We have the same concept.
Another question here, police looking at reducing mobile money transfer crimes. How are you dealing with that?
Okay, we have a cyber crime team they've been receiving reports on M-Pesa scams and other fraudulent investment. As it has been reported to us now, they have expanded that on cyber crime offenses that have been reported to us on rental companies, and the payments that are being done. These are some of the trends that are coming up now, especially on the M-Pesa scams that we are investigating at the moment. It's on a thrive now. As I've said, the globalization has come into this country, and it comes in with a criminal attachment on these scams.
ACP Livai, a Coronivia resident, has sent this question through about law enforcement agencies, if they can control or stop loud music, very loud music which is played by a commercial entity operating in the residential area. There's a supermarket, they say in Coronivia, in this area, which plays very loud music until 10 to 10:30 p.m. every night. The music is so loud that this person says, I feel that the speakers are placed just outside my gate. She has complained to Nosori police station several times through mobile phone to inform the supermarket to lower the volume of the speakers. Despite being informed by police, the supermarket continues to play loud music. police have also told me that the music can be played until 10 p.m. However, I am of the view, according to her, that excessive loud music is an annoyance. What's your message to this person?
Yeah, I think I'm going to talk to the Divisional Police Commander Eastern in regards to the issues that have been raised by that resident, and knowingly that business they will maybe they want to lure in more shoppers for them to come and people to come and shop at the supermarket, but they should understand the law. The owners of the supermarket, they should be responsible enough to know if it's after 8 or 9. They should lower their. We will look into the matter, Vijay. I would like to thank for them raising that their concerns in regards to causing nuisance to the community at Cornivia.
There's another question from Nosori. They are again asking about house break-ins during the day when people are at work or at school. When they contact police officers, they say they will come. They come about 5 to 6 hours after that. And even for those people whose homes were broken into in daylight, took their own vehicles to Nosori police station to bring their officers, and the reason given was not enough officers or vehicles. There are also calls for patrols in the area. What are your comments?
Which place in Nosori?
They are just saying Nosori.
Okay. I'm going back to the Division Police Commander Eastern and relook into the areas that the reports are coming in, and so that we can target our deployment on those areas where complaints are coming in. Because looking at our last month's report, Nosori was it was quiet. There was no banning uses or no reports serious reports received from
So
Nosori.
for these people, if they do have their complaints,
Yes.
what number can they call to follow up?
They
They are
can
concerned about these kind of issues.
they can call. They can go to our police website and our police page. Then we have also posted the numbers of the officer in charge of all the police stations. So the number for OC Nosori is also there, and the station officers, and they'll make their life easier if they can just contact them directly.
And if they do not find a solution, they can
They can
contact
call
call
me.
you.
Yeah.
So what's your number?
9905-514.
With the budget allocation towards operations on drugs, police beat patrol, what is your implementation plan, knowing that new budget starts from August 1st?
Okay, first of all, I would like to thank the government of the day for that extra budget allocation to boost our operation. We have submitted our recommendation to our ministry. First of all, on to support on our visibility, we are going to purchase more caravans concept. As we've started this year, we had one in the Northern Division, and another one we have been assured in Nandi. They are going to provide us. So we are going to relook into purchase some of the caravans, and also our petrol car concept. We would like to bring that back to the system on how we do our business. We have, in the past, for Totonga Police Station, they used to have 4 cars, and they were covering the 4 areas in their area. This will make our visibility more easier, and also in the attendance of the reports on our service delivery to the members of the community. And the other one is to strengthen on our CCTV cameras with the members of the community, business community here in Suva. and for the Fiji Police Force to acquire more CCTV cameras and mount it on strategic locations. Then we can route it to a command centers where we can monitor them, so that we, at the same time, we can deploy our vehicles and our persons on the ground to attend if reports are coming in, and we can also strengthen our GPS monitoring system. That budget can also assist in that on our GPS monitoring system, in identifying all our police vehicles locations, make it easier for just to contact them, and through GPS it's easier for us to just to send them to where the reports are coming in. And we have other recommendations. Not only looking at the urban center, we are also looking at those outside the rural. We also want to bring back that horse platoon in buying some and train officers to do their village country patrol. Just to visit all those. Because looking at policing, those are certain areas that we need. That the visibility that we have in urban areas, they feel it, that they can just go by horse ride, all our police officers, and do country patrols through the interior of this country.
There's a question from Kamal. He's a taxi driver from Tadirua, and he's raising concerns after being alleging harassed by some off-duty police army personnel who he knows because he's a former police officer, he says, allegedly doing illegal runs in private vehicles in Lami, Nambua, and also outside nightclubs. The issue here is about illegal taxis and the emergence of that, and a lot of calls being made about how this is being dealt with. And he's saying, what are the police doing to curb these illegal operators who are taking jobs away from licensed taxi drivers?
Okay, I would like to thank the complainant for bringing up that issue this afternoon. I've had a meeting with the Minister of Economy, Finance, sorry. It was attended by the LTA and the rental car owners, and also the taxi association, when we had a discussion on the issue. So what the police stance on these illegal operators, we have submitted their names, their full particulars to LTA, because when they go for renewal, and this is where LTA will intervene. It's not only a job for the work of the Fiji Police Force to do that. We have a working committee who are looking into these areas, and even people that have been operating their private vehicles in all, not only here in Suva, in the Western and in the government is looking into try and legalize them, but it will take a bit time. And some of the areas that we've seen that they are struggling and they're looking for, but they are illegal operating. As I've said, no one is above the law, and we have the only thing that the police are doing now is compiling their names and submitting it to LTA. And we are also booking them, these drivers, and we will keep on booking them, but we won't stop on the enforcement, on the traffic enforcement that we are also currently under.
The question about loiterers, they're saying that, and we had a big issue previously in Suva City where groups of people would just hang around at night and looking for those opportunities to pounce on people. And questions have been raised on clearing them out. How can you do that, and are there any plans to do something?
We just did one operation last month. We took them out from the street. But for the next for 3 days, they were lining up again in front of just Super Central, and an NGO was saving them there. And the question we asked them, why? Why can't you go and live in your home? And the answer, they told us that they are better looked after by these NGOs than their homes. And those are the problem that this country they are facing at the moment, the youths. And that is the main reason why they keep on coming back. We have profiled them, and we have submitted their names to the social welfare. As I've said, it's not only the duty of the police, Fiji Police Force to do this. We have other stakeholders have to play their role and looking after the place where for these people to live. And we have moved them up here, just opposite roofs. There are some youths that were used to sleep around the veranda here in Turek and in the main city, in Victoria Parade. But they have families, Vijay. They have families. The question now is the families. And the families don't even bother to come in and take them back to their homes. And now, social welfare are looking at that the problem now. We are both liaising with, and also the Ministry of Women in regards to young female who are now loitering around and living in the streets now. So where they can come in and try and fix this problem. Vijay.
Just on nightclub operating hours, what is your plan after the change actually comes into effect? Of course, the minister has to gazette the start of the new hours when nightclubs will close at 1 a.m. The issue of spillover to the semi-urban residential areas after 1 a.m.
Okay, we have a plan in place. We have had a discussion with the divisional police commanders, the 5 DPCs, to redraw and repost on operations on the closing of the nightclubs. And we are going to visit all these bootleggers and these black markets. We are going to target them now. As we know that after the closing hours, they'll try and spill over to these areas. So these are well planned, and we are also going to look into those areas to cover after the closing of nightclb.
And those who operate black markets, yes, bootlegging or drinking in public places, what will you do?
Yeah, we are going to do as normal as how we do. We'll always book them, and also we are going to recommend for the withdrawal of their license to, if they are going to keep on reoffending to the liquor and licensing board.
The last question is on, as Chief of Operations, you have made a statement a few weeks ago when issues were raised through unnamed documents circulating on social media, creating public anxiety with the threat of instability, and also within the documents, some of the documents are taking the Fiji Police Force. You know that is going around. You have people watching tonight, listening tonight. What is your message to the people in relation to these unnamed documents where the authors are unknown, who are spreading information about instability, creating fear about what's happening in the country?
Okay, thank you, Vijay. For the members of the public in regards to the unsigned document that has been viral in our social media, and I just want to confirm that the Fiji Police Force, we have opened an investigation into the case in regards to these unsigned documents that have been sent around. And I would like to assure the members of the public to stay safe and be calm. As I've said, our security environment at the moment is stable. and our criminal front is controllable at the moment. So we need to stay safe, stay calm. As enforcement of the law, I want to assure the members of the public that under our watch we will ensure that those who are implicated into these things that have been viral around the country will be taken to task if they are caught.
Thank you, ACP Driu, that's the Fiji Police Force Chief of Operations Officer, coming on our show tonight. For the first time, the Fiji Police Force agreeing that they will be coming at regular intervals to talk to you directly about the issues that you have, the concerns that we have, and on behalf of our listeners and viewers, we'd like to thank the force and ACP Driu for availing himself tonight. And next week we will have the leader of the opposition, Inya Seriratu, on Fijivillage Straight Talk. So our show for next week has been confirmed after his confirmation earlier this week. Until next week, have a great evening.